Hello everyone. Thank you for your patience. We were going to do our live stream today, but it was unfortunately shut down. Um, so we've decided to record the videos of what we would have done instead. And so here it is. Now I was going to start by summarizing the show a bit, and I'm going to leave that until a bit later on. And right now I want to give you more of what I was going to start with. So David Epic Series has a pretty long title, even though it's the official one. Imagine saying, "Hey, you want to watch David the Big Series with me?" We want it to be a bit easier for you to say. So now you can call it Anointed or the Anointed series. You can switch between like David the Big Series or Anointed, as we will, just for your own convenience. And basically, yeah, it'll be pretty good if you're able to switch between these two. Now, I'd like to give you, I'd like to show you a video of something that's gonna show you the three most important things to look at this show: the visuals and the sound and the storyline. So let's get that up. There are three key elements in our show that will always be professional. Our aim is that you can compare our show to things like The Chosen or Prince of Egypt. And those three key elements that help the show with these key factors: art, music, and flow. So the art is generally the visuals, so anything that your eyes are seeing. The animation, design, movement, everything that is able to be seen. So the art is what you see, and what you see is going to be amazing. But the dialogue and audio has to be high quality. And the music has to be even higher. In the background, the music should tell the story as well. Different motifs, themes, and music statements. And let it motifs assigned to characters. So the music will always suit the moment. Not just in the background music, but we have songs in the show. Because David's life, we see many songs in it. Our aim is to keep them culturally accurate, historically accurate, and yet still fun. So here's a clip of a draft of a song. In the darkest night. Now the flow is a bit complicated. It's basically the writing, pacing, and timeline of the story. So in every episode, we tell an entire story, except when there is a cliffhanger. The pacing really focuses to give certain plots and storylines the time they need to develop properly. But the writing, when I write about 3 to 6 drafts of every episode. The first and second draft is where we look at the Bible as I write and take history and culture into account. And the third and fourth, we express and dive into or develop our own filler plots more. Make them add up and introduce characters, places, and things that connect to the Bible. When it is writing a song, it is either song-based, emotion-based, prayer-based, or based off the song's character singing. As we progress more, scenes, songs, and teasers and news like this will come, and from now on, I want to call that SST. Scene, song, teaser. But also everything else under that umbrella of content. SST for Anointed is coming your way. And that is why the art, music, and flow of Anointed are the most beautiful and professional parts of the story. Also the voice acting, which has been amazing. We have over 20 different voice actors, and there are many different other aspects that are kept as semi-professional, but those three will never cease to amaze you. Alright, so I'm going to summarize it now. So, starting with Season 1, that's releasing this year. Season 1 talks about 1 Samuel chapter 15 and 16, portraying the story of Saul's fall, David's rise, and all the consequences that rise with it, as well as the drama. This is a biblical drama, so we would say that this is probably a TV PG show, if you know what that means, but it may progress to higher as we go on, depending on what we have to cover. So, we were going to do a live on the 14th of June. That was going to happen because our anniversary of our company existing for 4 years now was going to happen. We started all this kind of stuff in 2022, so we're going to have a special live stream for all of our projects in our business, because that's when we started to do this stuff. But we'll probably just put out some videos, or we do a live stream. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it works, it works. We'll just have to see when that day comes. So, put your questions in the comment, because I know if you guys had questions and you wanted me to answer on live, it's a bit disappointing that you can't do that right now. But if you put them in the comments, I will be able to reply to them hopefully soon. So, now let's show you a scene from the pilot episode of David the Epic series taking place in 1 Samuel chapter 10. Now this is not the official thing, not the official audio, it's not the official video. It has not been animated, it's just a generated image we made on short notice. And this is not the official audio once again, but this is what it is looking like. So you can get a picture of what's going on, what it will sound like in the future, and what the writing is like. So here we go.
Why?
Why what?
Why all this? You are a seer. You told me the donkeys have returned.
I could be lying.
I doubt that.
I can tell you're disappointed with how strong your faith is. I told you your donkeys are found, and I can tell you that great things will come for you.
I doubt that.
I know you do, but faith is not a feeling. It is when you can know without seeing.
Can I know?
That is up to you. Get some rest.
Alright, so we're hoping to create this series this summer, like produce it, animate it, and edit it. So now we have a few interviews, and as I said, you can ask questions in the comments. And we're going to talk about the release date and some other general updates. So let's get our first guest, the director of the show, Alpa and Nico. We're going to ask each guest 4 questions. What do you do in the show? What was your experience like? What can you tell us about the show? And what's your favorite episode? So, here's Alpa.
Hi everyone, my name is Ape. I am the director of the show as well as the voice behind Mika. And as the director, I am here to support Anu, our creator, in any way I can with the preparations, organization of the show behind the scenes. So I, as Mika, come in episodes 7 to 10. And one thing about the show that I really appreciate are the different points of views and perspectives that they give off. As a Christian, like growing up, I already knew the story of like David a lot. Like I thought I knew it pretty well. And Anu's show, it like shows a different point of view of the story that I thought I knew, you know? Like it shows how Saul's family would have felt during, Saul's time of madness. And it's like a perspective that we don't usually see much in a lot of other shows or like thoughts. So I thought that was really interesting. This isn't the first time Anu has come to me like with the show or movie and gone, hey, I'm doing this, can you help? So I thought I knew what to expect, right? And then I said, sure, I said yes. And it turned out he was planning something a whole lot bigger than I even knew about. And I was like, okay, sure, yeah, let's be ambitious. Let's do this big. And I just really love the community he's made. He's asked a lot of people to come on and help doing this show. And it really shows like his love, his passion for filmmaking, for Bible stories, like his passion for creating. And that's one thing I really admire about him, and this experience of like working on the show, it's been really great. It's been so wonderful to work with all these different people, try and help any way I can. And I would definitely do it again. So thank you.
Okay, so that was that, and I'm gonna talk about something really quick, just about the vision of this project, the mission, and the experience. So let's do that. So this project exists to be a show that you can come to and not expect it to be focused on one character, but even 2 or a lot more. It's just about 1st and 2nd Samuel. So just because David's in the name doesn't mean it's all about David, which is why Anointed is also one of the titles. Because Saul is also a very good main character in the show. Now the vision is where we're looking at and what we want it to be like. The vision is to have a series that spans multiple seasons, starting with season 1, with about 10 episodes each season, each running over 20 minutes, and each diving into an aspect of David's life or stretching along David's story so you can clearly get a new view of it and understand from other people's perspectives what's going on. Now, the purpose and the mission of this is to clearly inform people what it means to be a person after God's own heart. Because it is mentioned in the Bible that David was a man after God's own heart. So what does it mean to be like that? Why is Saul not like that? Why are there certain characters that are and aren't like that? That's the main point after everything and before everything else. Now, how you're going to experience it is entirely up to you. Because you could look at this and say, oh, this is a pretty cool Bible show. Or you could say, this is an okay Bible show. It really doesn't matter because this show, how you experience it, will always be the same in this stance. That you are always going to be seeing David, Saul, the people around them, from the perspective that the Bible says that they are in. So that is the vision and the mission and the experience of David the Epic series. Okay, so let's get our next guest up here. He's an actor on the show. And so I present Gabriel.
Hello, my name is Gabriel, and my experience was really fun because I got to play several different characters instead of just one. So it was a serious and emotional role because he goes from being an anxious young man to becoming the king of Israel, and Inshiv was very different since he's more arrogant and causes conflict within Saul's family. And John also appears in the New Testament storyline. So I did get to be part of both the Old Testament and the New Testament section of the series. And playing multiple roles helped me to explore different personalities and challenges. And just talk a little bit about the show. I think the show, The Young Shepherd, follows the storyline. So it follows the story of David's life while also drawing parallels to the story of Saul, John the Baptist, and even Jesus himself. So the pilot focuses on Saul becoming Israel's first king, while later in the episodes it begins to explore David's childhood as a shepherd and even as a future leader. And the series combines biblical events with character-driven storytelling. And it even follows both the Old Testament and the New Testament narratives, which was really great to be part of. So, and my biggest role is in the reign of King Saul, where Saul searches for his father's lost donkeys, where he meets Samuel and is anointed as king, and where he even defeats the Ammonites and is publicly recognized as a king of Israel. And this was really good show. I did really enjoy being part of it, and thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay, so we have one more video to show you before we end off with the release date talk. This video is just kind of like everything that we want to show you, a bit of what you've seen about David the Epic series. Think of it as a taste of David the Epic series, including behind the scenes, actual things, and more. And then we'll end off with the release date talk, as I said. So, let's see that.
But faith is not a feeling. It is when you can know without seeing.
Can I know?
That is up to you. Get some rest.
Okay, when is the show coming out? After all, we did say this summer is our productivity. So this show will come out around the end of the year, the last few months, I presume. Keep in mind, these are 10 episodes, each over 20 minutes, or about 20 minutes. And we're trying to get a pilot episode off you even sooner than that. So keep praying, keep supporting us, and keep in mind we are also trying to get the first episode of our other show, Power Music, out. Those are our focuses right now. And just as I said, keep praying, supporting, liking, commenting, sharing, and encouraging others to come check this out. Because really, the audience that needs to see this there's a wide audience in the world that needs to see something like this happen. So, thank you for watching what would have been our live stream. This is all the content that we would have talked about. There might have been more, but yeah. We'll see you in 2 weeks with either the videos or another live stream.